Lev Parnas, the Rudy Giuliani associate, indicted in an election financing case and facing new questions about his work on behalf of President Trump in Ukraine, now may have a $1 million link to a Ukrainian billionaire allegedly tied to Russian organized crime. According to the U.S. government, a lawyer for Ukrainian oligarch Dmytro Firtash loaned $1 million to Parnas' wife in September in a transaction an assistant U.S. attorney described as suspicious. That lawyer told Reuters the money was his and had nothing to do with Firtash. Prosecutors argued it raises the possibility Parnas is a flight risk. The judge denied the motion to revoke bail and allowed Parnas to stay in his Florida home while he awaits trial.
I want to thank God. I want to thank my wonderful wife, my mother, all the supporters out there that have been sending me all the well wishes.
But the $1 million loan is just another link in this bizarre case that connects President Trump's private attorney to two Soviet-born shady businessmen in Florida who themselves donated hundreds of thousands of dollars in alleged illegal campaign contributions to Republicans and are now also connected to Firtash. It's who Firtash is linked to that makes this even more troubling. Dmytro Firtash made a fortune selling Russian gas to Ukraine, with bankers close to Vladimir Putin granting Firtash credit lines of up to $11 billion, according to Reuters.
He was given this sweetheart deal.
Absolutely. That was the primary cash cow. It was this intermediary company between Gazprom, the Russian company, and Naftogaz, the Ukrainian natural gas company.
Firtash has acknowledged ties to a Russian organized crime figure in 2008, according to a State Department cable posted by WikiLeaks. And in a court filing, the Department of Justice said Firtash was one of the upper echelon associates of Russian organized crime. Earlier this year, even Rudy Giuliani mentioned Firtash's alleged Russian criminal ties.
He is considered to be one of the close associates of another guy named Mogilevich, who's the head of Russian organized crime, who is Putin's best friend.
Firtash has another big problem, though. The U.S. indictment filed 6 years ago, charging him in an international bribery scheme. Shortly after it was filed, he told the BBC he didn't do it.
I am absolutely innocent. I did not pay any bribes and did not set up any organized criminal group. I don't understand why all this has happened to me.
But Firtash has been stuck in Austria, fighting extradition to the U.S. ever since, and trying to convince the U.S. Department of Justice to drop the case. According to the New York Times, this summer, Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman apparently traveled to Austria and convinced Firtash they had close ties to the Trump administration, were working with Rudy Giuliani, and offered a deal. If the oligarch helped dig up dirt in Ukraine, they would help with his extradition. Prosecutors say Firtash even paid Parnas another $200,000 to work as a translator in his legal case. Rudy Giuliani was being paid, too, $500,000 from Parnas' company, supposedly for work on a business venture. Eli Honig, a former federal prosecutor, says the money, the timing, the players, all too coincidental to ignore.
As often happens, the money tells a story, and you have $1 million going from Firtash to Parnas for reasons that I think are at best difficult to understand, and you have $500,000 going from Parnas to Rudy for reasons that I also think are really difficult to justify. And then on top of that, you have Rudy doing legal work and investigative work for Donald Trump for free, for pro bono.
Sources tell CNN Parnas bragged Dmytro Firtash had bankrolled his lavish lifestyle of private planes and bodyguards, calling himself the best-paid interpreter in the world. Drew Griffin, CNN, Atlanta.